evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to this evening's edition of My Career, My Calling. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are looking forward to spending another beautiful afternoon with you all on Down on the Radio. And we're coming to you live from Liverpool, New South Wales, Australia. If you are joining us for the first time, we want to say a big welcome to you. This program is designed to provide inspiration, information, and motivation to the community, in particular, the migrant community. And our aim is to encourage you to find the information that you need, the inspiration, the motivation that you need to be able to find and locate jobs to thrive in the Australian job market. And it is our pleasure to bring you this program every week. And we do hope that you will stay with us today. For those who are joining us week after week, we want to say a big welcome to you. Thank you for tuning in, as always, to this program. Like every week, we have another inspirational show lined up for you today. And I do hope that you will stay with us. We've got a very special guest coming today. And this one I know is going to be super awesome. So stay tuned. Invite a friend. Invite someone to come and listen to us as we get through the program today. I'm going to ask you to just take a moment to share this on your Facebook Live, share this on your news feed, share it in your stories, invite someone, share it with someone in your messenger, and let them know that we are live on air. I also want to let you know that we've got a YouTube channel where we curate the videos from this program. It is called My Career, My Calling. If you go to YouTube and look for My Career, My Calling, you will find the videos from this program, and we have the historical videos from the very first program that is available. So you can watch those videos at your leisure, and we will be very happy to get your feedback. If you've got a question, please feel free to shoot us an email, send us a message, or just type a comment in the comment box, and we will be sure to get back to you right away. Now, if you are watching us from overseas, I want to say big thank you to those who have tuned in. We have viewers from all over the world. We thank you to those in the Pacific, those in the Americas, in the Caribbean, in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, in the Middle East. We do appreciate you stopping by and sharing our Facebook stream. Thanks for all the beautiful comments that you continue to send to us on our page and via our messenger. We really appreciate the great feedback we've been having, and we look forward to presenting you with more awesome program content on this program. Like every other thing that we do, it is always important for us to reflect and to look back. So we do ask you that if you stop by our My Career, My Calling Facebook page, there is a survey there that we have. It's always there, and we're asking you, provide us with some feedback. How are we doing? Let us know if there's anything you'd love to see happen, if there's any content that you'd love to see us present on this program, and we will do our best to take on board the feedback as much as possible. Now, in the coming weeks, we've got a few programs lined up. We've got some exciting things happening, and we're really excited for this season that we're in, and we've got quite a few special guests lined up over the next coming week. So we do hope that you will stay with us and that you will continue to provide feedback to us about how we can make this program even better and more suited to the needs of our community that we do. It is always important for us to reflect and to look back. So we do ask you that if you stop by our My Career, My Calling Facebook page, there is a survey there that we have. It's always there, and we're asking you, provide us with some feedback. How are we doing? Let us know if there's anything you'd love to see happen, if there's any content that you'd love to see us present on this program, and we will do our best to take on board the feedback as much as possible. Now, in the coming weeks, we've got a few programs lined up. We've got some exciting things happening, and we're really excited for this season that we are in. And we've got quite a few special guests lined up over the next coming week. So we do hope that you will stay with us and that you will continue to provide feedback to us about how we can make this program even better and more suited to the needs of our community. Now, this evening, I will let you know that you can call us on our landline. You can ring us if you're calling from Australia by putting the number 2 before the phone number, and you can dial 8006 0475. So that's 800 60475. If you're calling from overseas, please put 61 before that number and dial 612 800 60475. Now, once again, if you are joining us for the first time, this program is a program that motivates our listeners. Our aim is to encourage and to motivate our listeners, those especially from migrant backgrounds who often find it a bit stressful, sometimes struggle to find the right job, to get into their preferred employment. And oftentimes, many of our listeners have told us that they've had to do something that they didn't really want to do just as a start until they were able to get what they wanted. That's the purpose behind this program. It's to share some of those stories and to show the perseverance, to show how many people have overcome hurdles, challenges, setbacks, discouragement, and have made it to the other side and are doing really well. Our guest this evening is one of those people, and in just a moment, I will introduce our guest to you. But I just want to give you a moment to share this on your Facebook page, share it with someone, drop us a comment, and let us know if you are listening, if you are with us. I want to say a big hello to all those who are online. Thank you to all those who are joining us for the first time. Suzanne Abau, Prince Jima, oh wow, Augusta, Empress Gifty Adoye. Wow, we have some celebrities online watching us. I just want to let you know we really appreciate you. And we thank you for tuning in this evening. And I know you will not be disappointed today. We have some amazing things to discuss on this program. I'm just going to play a song for you, just another minute, and we get ready to present to you our special guest for this evening. So stay with us. Don't go away. Our special guest, we are going to introduce our special guest in only a few minutes. And while we're waiting to do that, if you've got a comment, if you want to give us some feedback, please drop us a line. In fact, you know, last week we spoke about dreams and we finished part 2 of Following Your Dreams. If you watched last week's program, drop me some feedback and tell me what you thought about last week's program. We had to record that differently last week. We were not able to broadcast from down on the radio. We actually did a single shot video which we posted online, so we hope you were able to see that. Let us know if you haven't seen it as well, then we can do a watch party for you later for you to get all the great nuggets. Last week we spoke about how it is important not to allow dream killers to hijack your dream. So let us know how you feel about the program last week and give us some feedback, because we want to know if you like that style of program as well. Because, you know, we try to cater for everybody's needs. We do some interview types, but we also do some more teaching, more inspirational type videos for those who, you know, sometimes we need a break from the visitors and just to have an opportunity to speak. So let me know how you thought last week went. It would be great to hear from you. It would be great to hear how you felt about the program. Were you inspired? You know, did anything resonate with you? Did you feel like that thing that was mentioned was talking to you? Is there something that you really took away from last week's program, you know, about looking out for the dream killers and making sure that these things don't destroy your dream? It would be great to hear from you. So I'm giving you a chance to drop us a message as we play this song. I'm going to give you a moment to provide your feedback. Now, As I said today, we're going to be having a very special guest with us in the studio. We will have uh, another exciting interview. And so I do hope you are ready. I hope you have invited all those people you need to invite because we are going to go straight into our interview. And I'm hoping that you will have as much fun as I this evening because I always enjoy, sharing in other people's stories and to hear, how they have made it out and how they have overcome the struggles. And so this evening, I told you that I've got another amazing person coming to join us. And, many people they go through these struggles that we've often spoke about on this program. We come to Australia and we've been through the long haul. We've had some disappointments, but there are some people who have persevered and overcome, and we do hope that today you will be inspired by what we have to share. So I want to ask you to join me. I want to ask you to join me as I welcome my guest. But just before I do that, I'll just give you another little bit of music, and I'll come right back to you. Now, as I promised you, I've got a special guest in the studio, and I want you to help me welcome my very, very special guest this evening, Mr. Prince Jima. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello, Stephanie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's so good to see you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, and this has been, long overdue.
My apologies. I'm so sorry.
No, but nothing happens before the right time.
I agree.
So, I always believe that anything good is worth waiting for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we've got a really special person, Mr. Prince Jima, as you may have seen on Facebook, and I'm really excited to share, what's happening. And so now Prince works in the banking sector, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about himself, where you're from, and what you do.
Okay. So one more time, thanks so much for having me here, and my apologies for not making it a lot earlier.
It's all right.
My name is Prince Boakye-Dankwah. I'm originally from Ghana in West Africa.
Wow.
I've been in Australia since 2006.
Sure.
I'm a proud husband, a proud dad. I'm a banker by profession, and more importantly, I'm a child of God.
Wow, 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 wow. I love the package, It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's the kind of description you'd like to hear your son, oh, my son, look at my son, Yeah. And I'm such a great fan of people who really, come up the ranks and really stand up and persevere and really stand up and let their voice be heard. But, I'd love to hear about your journey, Prince. I know you didn't just wake up in Australia as a banker. So if you don't mind, can you share with us a little bit about your journey, how you started and ended up in the banking sector?
Right. So first of all, by way of education, I did my master's in finance at UTS.
Yeah.
Not a few years ago.
Proud UTS alumnus as well.
Yes, I did my master's in finance.
Yeah.
About a decade ago.
Yeah.
And so because I did finance, I specialized in banking, and it's always been my dream to be a banker. So from there, it was of course it was a struggle to get my first gig.
Yeah.
So by God's grace, I had my first gig.
Yeah.
In a bank. I was only I was in a mailroom. I was posting letters.
Wow.
Not a fancy job for someone who's done a master's.
With a master's degree, of
but
course.
I thought it was very critical to get my foot in the door.
Yeah.
So once I landed that role, I worked my way up quickly, and within 6 months, I was an assessor.
Wow, wow, wow.
And I've moved through different roles. I've moved through different areas of the bank. I've done business lending. I've been in corporate banking for a long time. I've come back to business lending as a business banking manager.
Wow, wow, wow. I love it. I love it. I want to talk about your role in the mailroom because a lot of us, we come from overseas. We're very educated. Most migrants who come here are quite educated, and like yourself, you already had a master's degree, and you ended up in the mailroom.
Yeah.
You know, like what was that like? You know, share with us. You know, the feelings that go along with that. You know, you've got a master's degree. What people said.
Yeah.
You know.
So the most frustrating bit of it was growing up. You know, your parents tell you go to school,
Yeah.
you get a good job.
Yeah.
They don't tell you how hard it is to get a good job. So look, I did my best at school. I had very good grades. I
Yeah.
had a lot of distinctions and all that.
Yeah.
And because I was an international student, I
Yeah.
couldn't apply for a graduate role.
Yeah.
Because if you're aware, before you can get a graduate role, you have to be a permanent resident or a citizen.
Wow.
And I wasn't at the time.
Yeah.
But for me, it was very important not to give up. And for me, I thought the best chance was to put my foot in the door. So I applied for a low level role
Yeah.
in the mail room. I was just folding letters, put them in an envelope, put them out.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, it's not a fancy job for someone
Yeah.
who's done the masters.
Yeah.
But I thought it was extremely critical to get my foot in the door. Now, when I went there, I applied myself. I did the best I could. You know, when we had team meetings, I'll bring smart ideas. You
Yes.
know, I'll bring suggestions that they haven't thought about.
Yeah.
So my manager was like, wait a minute, can I have a minute with you? Tell me about yourself. What do you do?
Wow.
What's your next step?
Yeah.
And I told, look, I've done my master's, and this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This only a step in a direction, and I'll appreciate if any opportunity comes up.
Yeah.
So I had that chat with my manager. And I asked her, look, if there's any opportunity, just let me know. Can you speak with my other managers?
Yes.
You know, this is what I've done, and
Yeah.
this is where I want to get to. So, and within 3 months, I moved to discharges. Within another 3 months or so, from memory, I moved to be an assessor within a very
short period of time. Yeah. Wow. And I just love that because it resonates with so many stories that I've heard on this program. We've had a few guests who came, people with almost doctorates, you know, medical doctors who went and worked in the factories, you know,
Yeah.
and a lot of, especially the younger people, they don't really appreciate the value of that foot in the door. You know what I mean? And so I love the fact that you talk about getting your foot in the door. And why is it so important to get your foot in the door? Can you break that down a little bit for me?
Yeah. It's just like me coming to this studio.
Yeah.
Before I could enter, I had to go through the door.
Yeah.
Without the door, I couldn't enter the studio. And I think that, look, people have different paths.
Yes.
Some people are lucky, you know, their first gig, they'll get a good job at the start.
Yeah.
But for most of us, and especially migrants,
Yeah.
I noticed there's a gap between our educational level
Yep.
and the workforce.
The work,
and
yeah.
these very common with migrants for so many reasons. But for me, I thought that the best way to give myself a chance is to get my foot in the door. And I thought once I'm in there, I'll have access to the systems.
Yes.
I'll have access to the network. And for me, it was very critical to build my network.
Yeah.
And what really helped me was my network. You know, I'll ask the director out for coffee, you know,
Yeah.
you know, trying
Yeah.
to pick their brains,
Yeah.
get ideas. And if you don't have your foot in the door, you wouldn't have access to these people.
Yeah.
So for me, it was so important. Whatever the job I did, I made sure I had access. So it was more of access. Getting my foot in the door gives me access to, you know, the directors,
Yes.
the systems,
Yes.
and I thought that was my best gig. Yeah.
Wow. And understanding how it works. And a lot of people are just not ready and prepared to do that. We just want to get the big job. We want to get to the top straight away, you know. And there's so much in what you've said today. And I just really hope that, you know, those who are online listening will really take away such an inspirational message from this. So important. You know, the big role doesn't often come immediately, but having your foot through the door, understanding those systems, and using that information when it truly matters. Because when you go for an interview, you have an added advantage.
That's right. That's right. And that's one of the issues that most migrants face. Because most of us are very, very smart. And it doesn't surprise me because it's part of the selection criteria.
Yes.
Before on average, before the government will give you visa, it means, they look for certain things. Are you going to be useful to the economy?
Yes.
And most of the time, they look at educated people.
Yes.
So it doesn't surprise me that most migrants are educated.
Yep.
But the point is that your education will not necessarily get you the job.
Yes.
There's what the employers are looking for might be different from just education.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, as migrants, we have to fill in the gaps.
Yes, yes, yes. So important. And there are so many gaps to be filled.
Yep.
And I always say, if you want a role, there's a role looking for you. There's a role looking for you. Now, you've gone to the mail room, you've done a few things.
Yeah.
Where are you now?
Right. So at the moment, I'm a business banking manager.
Oh,
So
that sounds big and wonderful.
what it basically means is I'm a relationship manager for business customers. So my customers are business customers. So it's not everyday people, but those who have businesses and
Yeah, wow.
And I'm a banker to them.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Just the idea of starting really small and you've got the word manager in your title. I don't care if you're even mailroom manager, there's the word manager in your title. And that for me is a great achievement for someone who started really at the bottom.
Yeah.
And when we do this program, we really want people to realize that there are people who have done that.
Yep.
People who have withstood the test of time, they've done their homework, and they've come out with a good outcome. Now, so tell us a little bit more about the pathway. I know you've spoken about what you've done before, but let's step back a little bit and talk about your education.
Yep.
Because that young woman or that young man listening who may have a similar dream, I want them to have an understanding of what does it take to eventually end up where you are.
Well, I would say that education is very, very important. It's very, very important because most people think you need education just for the job, but I think you need education for more than just the job. What education does is that it shapes the way you think, it shapes the way you reason. Because I've heard people say, look, my uncle did his master's, his PhD, and is driving a taxi. What's the point of me getting an education? But the point is that getting a good job from your education is just a side benefit. The real benefit is it makes you a better person, it makes you think more critically, it makes you see the world differently. So having said that, I think education also gives you the opportunity to be employable. For me, I didn't have experience to start with, but my education helped me. At least they knew that I've got the technical skills. I understand the mathematics behind the numbers. So it was really important. So that helped me. What also I think helps is getting a local experience, which is what a lot of migrants struggle with. People complain there aren't much opportunity, but I think there are. I came here and I realized that you called me to book the appointment, do all that. Someone could just say, hey, Steph, can I be your admin for Down Under Radio? I'll do your admin work for 6 months. And after 6 months, you can put on your resume. I was the admin for Down Under Radio. It's a great local experience. So I know this guy, I think he's probably in this church. He told me he wants to be an engineer, all right? But the struggle is that he's afraid he might not get a job because he wouldn't get work experience. And I'm like, this is a good FM station. You can be the audio engineer. Go to uni, make sure you do very well, get high distinctions, be an audio engineer for Down Under Radio for 1 year, put that on your resume.
That's it.
You've got the education, you've got a local experience, nobody can deny you. So the local experiences are there, but we are not taking advantage of it. I'm sure you know of Hallelujah Festo, one of our young ladies. She wanted the job. So I said, hey, mate, put Hallelujah Festo on your resume. You were the secretary, put it there and accentuate your that experience. You've got education, just put the local experience there. So there are so many opportunities there. We're just waiting for the opportunities to grab us. You've got to go get it.
Yes, yes.
So I think education is very important. Getting a local experience is important.
Yeah.
Another important thing for me is the cultural fit.
Yes.
I asked my manager, what's the key thing you look out for to employ someone? So it's the number one thing is, would a person fit into our team?
Wow.
Will the person fit into our culture? Because at the end of the day, teamwork is extremely important. If if everyone is going this way and you go that way, it doesn't help with the team harmony.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the struggles that we have as migrants is that we don't fit into the system,
Yes.
and because
And sometimes
of that,
we don't want to fit either.
exactly. I know people. They are from Ghana.
Yeah.
They've married a Ghanaian. They go to Ghanaian church. All their friends are Ghanaian. Their whole life is
Their food is Ghanaian.
How do you? Their food is. They dream in Ghana.
Yeah.
Everything is Ghanaian. But
Yeah.
the thing is that most of the employees are not from Ghana. Most of the people you will meet in the corporate world are not from Ghana.
That's
How do you
it.
fit in?
Yeah.
And that's where the cultural fit comes in.
Yeah.
And they can easily pick this up from the interview.
Yes, 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 yes. So important. The cultural fit. One of your good friends, Kwadwo Ejay, was here a couple months ago.
Was
and yeah, and he spoke about something similar about having a bigger worldview.
Yep.
And I think Kwadwo is watching. Hey, Kwadwo. It's important to really, basically, think outside your box that limits you, and really ensure that you can fit in with other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's so important. It's so important, because a lot of times we limit ourselves because of our mindset. So limited.
And we stick to our own too much.
Yeah.
Like I said, married a Ghanaian, go to Ghanaian. I spoke to this young guy and I had a chat with him, and looking at where he wants to go, I told him, man, I think you should go to a white church. I told him plain blank, because that was the only opportunity for him to network.
Yes.
Because the area that he wants to go to, we don't have a lot of Africans there.
Yeah.
You got to make friends.
Yeah, and understand how these people think.
Exactly how they think, the culture, because the more you talk to people, the more you know how they think,
Yeah.
the more you know how to align yourself. So I think that is very, very important. That's what gets us as migrants. We stick to our own too much.
Yes. So important, man. This is really great conversation happening here in the studio on My Career, My Calling on Down on the Radio. And our special guest today is Mr. Prince. And he's just really sharing a beautiful story of how he traveled up the ladder and now is a business banking manager, and I think it's absolutely amazing, and there's so much more to come, so make sure you don't go away. It's so amazing just to see how the different pieces of the puzzle fit together. And I remember a couple of years ago, I used to go to this church and the preacher talk about the tapestry, the beautiful tapestry. It's so important of getting the pieces right.
That's right.
And it paints a really, really beautiful picture. And I can just see the journey unfolding.
That's right. We give glory to God. So
Yes.
I don't think I mentioned it, but I started from the factory. So I worked in a factory for nearly 2 years.
Wow.
To save up money to pay for my masters, because I couldn't afford it. So
Tell us about that.
I was making hunting wood. I wake up. I used to start at 5:30 in the morning.
Ooh.
So you can imagine winter. You wear a hoodie, and So I did that for a long time, and I see my mates, buying cars and, living the life.
Yeah.
And I'll save all my money and, buy a book and pay my fees and all that. But I knew what I wanted in life. And that's why I think it's very critical to define what you want in life. Because if your goal is definite, you know exactly what you want, you are less likely to be distracted.
Yes.
But if you're just, whatever happens,
Yeah.
there are so many, storms that come your way. You might just get distracted.
Yes,
So it
yes.
was from the factory that so whilst I was doing my master's, I was working in the factory.
Mm-hmm.
And after that was when I got my gig into the mailroom, and I was a letter boy. I was a letter boy, and I did that for and look, I made great friends from the mailroom, and it's amazing how at the lower level of life you meet genuine people.
Yes.
So and I learned so much, and some of the friends are still my friends now.
Yeah.
So it's been a good privilege for me and an amazing journey.
Yeah.
Still going.
And I love the fact that you started off in the factory, and I love what you said about what you wanted. last week our topic was following your dreams. So we started a few weeks ago, and I shared with the audience about the importance of having that dream and knowing what you want. Because so many times that's what happens to us as migrants. We came with this passion and this big dream, but we got here and we didn't expect all the hurdles.
Yeah.
And then halfway it's like, oh, it's too hard.
That's right.
And we give up along the way. But knowing what you want is so critical and so important.
Absolutely.
And I think we can't emphasize that enough. The importance of really knowing what you want and going after it no matter what, and be prepared to overcome the challenges and the hurdles that come along the way. Now, you mentioned something about Hallelujah Festo.
Right.
If we may deviate a little bit.
Radio.
No, I remember several years ago when I just moved to Liverpool, I met this amazing young man, Mr. Andy Finney. I hope he's watching. And he invited me to Hallelujah Festo. And that time it was held in the church. Now, I have been a gospel music singer for many years in Jamaica, and I'm used to going to big concerts. I'd been in Australia for so many years, and apart from Hillsong, because I used to sing in the choir, and I've been to the big ones.
You're a great singer, by the way.
Thank you.
And you play the drums so well. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, do you know that I play the drums? Oh my goodness. You know a lot about me. Wow. So yeah, anyway, I remember coming to Hallelujah Festa that year, and I was just so blown away. Not just by the fact that I was around Africans, but the quality of the presentations that happened, and I completely, thoroughly enjoyed myself at that event. And I've been going almost every single year since then, and I'm really amazed and so grateful to God for what He has done through Hallelujah Festa. Now, I know you were the chairman. I don't know if you still are.
No, I was a few years ago.
But if we may, if you're not going to get in trouble to talk about Hallelujah Festa, I'd love for us to talk about Hallelujah Festa, particularly because it's such a great avenue. It's another aspect of our community that really is a part of who we are. So tell us a little bit about Hallelujah Festa and what it really is, and yeah, share a little bit about Hallelujah Festa.
Right. So Hallelujah Festa is a musical concert which was started in Calvary Temple Church by just a few young guys who thought, well, we could sing. A lot of us were not preachers, a lot of us were not teachers, we're not prophets, but we were musicians. So we thought, let's come together and do something. But what people don't know is that the music aspect of Hallelujah Festa is a means to an end.
Yes.
The music is not the end, it's the means, and ultimately give them the gospel of Jesus Christ. The thing is, Steph, if I go out there and start preaching, Jesus is coming, no one will pay attention to me. But when I take my bass, everybody look at me. Music grabs attention. So the whole point of Hallelujah Festa is to use the attention-grabbing music to reach out. Yeah. So by the grace of God, we've been going for 9 years now. Yes. So this year will be our 9th year. So like I said, the music is just a means to an end.
Yeah, I was wondering. I actually asked the other day what happened. Yeah.
So it will be coming on just in a different form.
Yes.
Maybe it's an opportunity to invite the Hallelujah Festa team to give a better explanation.
Yes,
so
I will.
Yeah, so it will be an opportunity to. But
the person I was referring to is Pastor AJ, not Quadro. It was Pastor AJ.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Pastor AJ. So yeah, everyone is online. Yeah, and we'll get the Hallelujah Festa team. But
I think if we can get a team here, they'll be able to give more details. But like I said, the music is just a platform. It's the means to an end, not the end. The end is to reach out. And this year we are taking a different form. We wanted to go more personal. Yeah. So we prefer, like this year, the vision, from what I understand from the organizers, is to go one-on-one, go to train stations, minister, reach out to people. At the end of the day, it's still in line with the vision, which is to reach out. Yes. So be it charity, be it big concerts, be it going to the train station, our vision is still the same.
That's it. So using different approaches.
Absolutely.
And it's I'm one of my specialization is evaluation. Yep. And when we've done something and we've evaluated it and we realize that, okay, we've been doing this method for a while, maybe another way, another method. So kudos to the team. And yes, I would be grateful if the Hallelujah Festo team can get in touch with me. I would love to have you on the program to talk about this great initiative. And I am a big fan and a great supporter of Hallelujah Festo. But, as we are on this point about Hallelujah Festo, I think it would be great to also mention that, it's an initiative that can be part of the faith. Other people can get involved in this initiative. It's not just this one church, because one of the things I know that we don't do very well is partnering.
That's right.
We don't partner well enough. And I really pray and hope that before I leave Australia, if there's anything I can do to make our community partner more, if people don't remember me for anything else, I would love for them to remember me as the Jamaican woman who brought the community together.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. And if you watch Hallelujah Festo closely, you will realize that we play down church.
Yes.
And I think that's why we've been very successful over the years.
Yes.
So we've set up Hallelujah Festo as a brand on its own.
Yes.
As an identity on its own.
Yes.
So there isn't too much about church. We started with Pastor Roger, who is in the IWC. We started with people from all over the place.
Yes.
And one initiative that came up over the years was the idea of a mass choir where you had people from all over the place, from Jamaica.
I remember that.
And the whole point of that is to unite the body of Christ.
Exactly.
I believe there's only one church, which is the Church of God.
Yes.
And Hallelujah Festo is intentional about not being too aligned to a church.
Yes.
And secondly, we are very intentional about not being too churchy type of music concert.
Yeah.
Because it tends to alienate those who are not the churchy kind of people. So we are very intentional about our choice of songs. We are very intentional about
the location,
way we package it, the location. So these are all intentional, just so we can meet our end goal, which is to reach out.
Yes. And I'm very impressed with the consistency, because I know that that's another area where we often fall down in, that we often start stuff and we can't be bothered. So once again, big kudos to the Hallelujah Festo team for consistently delivering an amazing package, to the community and really showcasing a beautiful message that can transform our community. And we're running out of time, but I'm just going to check in online to see if anyone has any questions. Does anyone want to ask a question to Prince? He's here in the studio. Please let me know if you've got a question for Prince, and I'll be very happy for you to, I'm very, very happy to relay that to him. You may also call us if you wish on 02-800 60475. So if you wanted to call us, if you want to call in to actually talk to the man himself, he's right here sitting in front of me in the studio. You can call on 02-800 60475. And we'll be very, very happy to take your comments. Big shout out to those who are watching us online, and it's been just a great time here in the studio with Prince, our business banking manager. I love the title so much. Maybe if I was young and I was going to look for another career, maybe I would, look for something like that. It's a really pretty, nice sounding name, and I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, we give glory to God.
Yeah, I'm really, really proud of your perseverance and your resilience. And I really hope that the young people who are watching us can really take away something from this young man's journey. He's very young, actually. He's not like a 50, 60-year-old man. He's a young person. And so we need a lot more young men, especially our young men, to role models in the community. Because oftentimes our boys fall through the cracks. They have these great dreams when they're growing up, and, lo and behold, some bad company come along and a lot of them just lose sight of their dreams. Now, I always ask for a few final words, just as an inspiration to encourage our young people. What would you share with our young people, based on your journey, and just share something from your heart with our audience this evening.
Wow, I didn't see that coming. Well, what I would say with all honesty, from the bottom of my heart, is that it is possible. Your dreams are valid.
Yeah.
You can achieve your dream.
Yes.
I'm the first person in my family to go to university. I came to this country, not having my papers. I had to work in the factory night and day, summer, winter, autumn. I did that. I saved my money. I went through a system. I had to pay a very high fee as an international student.
Yes.
I had to start my career from the mail room. I was the mail boy. It's possible.
Yes.
If you want it hard enough, it's possible. So don't give up. And it wouldn't come easy. You face a lot of obstacles. I have faced a lot of obstacles, but your resilience and the grace of God will take you through. The thing is, Stephanie, you've got to give yourself the chance to succeed.
Yes.
And the only way you can give yourself the chance is not to give up.
Wow.
If you give up, your chance of succeeding is zero. All right. If you don't give up, there's still a chance. So
Yes.
take that chance and not give up.
Wow. If you give up, you won't succeed. Your only choice of making it is by not giving up. I love it. I think we should print that and put it on a banner somewhere. And not to be selfish, but my song that I wrote is about don't give up. And that has actually been my own journey. Discouragement, serious major discouragement. I don't know if you've heard my testimony, but years ago when I came to Australia as a student myself, I got stuck in a place. I was so discouraged. So many things were like, it's not happening, not working out. And I felt like going back home. And I remember one day I was on the bus going to work, and God spoke to me right there and then on the bus and told me, don't give up. Finish your journey. And so this whole theme of don't give up has become like a theme to me. Yeah. And this year in particular, I really felt in my heart that this is the theme. Yeah. It's something that God wants people to know. God wants people to know that if you persevere, what you just said, if you give up, then you don't know if you can make it.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to give yourself the chance to succeed.
Yeah.
If you give up, you haven't given yourself the chance.
Yes.
Your only chance is to keep fighting. And I think as migrants, we have a lot of challenges. We have financial challenges. Some of us have to pay 2 times whatever the annual school fees has to be. We've got challenges with our immigration papers. We've got challenges getting a job. It's just countless. It's only your resilience and your determination to succeed that will take you there.
Yes, that is so true. And I just really hope for those who are listening to us this evening, this is not just another feel-good story. Personal example of someone who's gone through the struggles, have persevered, have held on to their dreams. And I can't talk about this enough on this program. And I just really hope that, somebody someday will really get it and realize that you don't have to give up. You don't have to give up on your dreams. It's what is going to help you to finish the journey. It's holding on to that dream, having it in clear view, even though you might have to change the pathway and there will be hurdles along the way, but ensuring that you keep focused and not to lose focus and not to lose sight of that dream, because it's so important. One day you will see the outcome of what you've been waiting for, and it's been such an amazing time. And I want to say a huge thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story, sharing your heart today. And, we continue to do this because we know there is someone, that one person out there who will listen to your story today. I do hope and pray that one young lady, that one young man, may not be a young person, because we have got different age groups who watch this program. But there are people who sometimes send me messages. The other day I had this beautiful inbox message from a lady who said she listened to the program and she just kind of stumbled upon it on Facebook, and she had to send me a message to say thank you. Wow. Thank you for giving people the opportunity to share those stories. And as I said before, I really hope that what we're doing here is reaching the right people, and that we don't just watch this every week as something to do at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, but that you're really taking away the positive messages, the tips and the strategies that our guests have shared. And one thing I've been doing, I've been curating the videos on YouTube so people can watch them over and over again. And hopefully, if I can get someone to help with some transcribing, we're going to do a blog. Yep. So we take out the salient points, and for those people who don't, go on social media, and we hope that we can do that maybe in the coming year. But thank you so much, Prince. It's been absolutely amazing.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, thank you so much. And please let the Hallelujah Festa team know that I'm looking forward to hearing from them, and I'd be really, really happy to give them the platform to share what they're doing. Just final words from me also is, as a migrant community, one of the things we contribute to the Australian society is the diversity. Yep. And a lot of us don't understand how valued we are because of the diversity that we bring. Our music, our culture, the way we do things differently, our vibe that we bring contributes to this overall amazing cultural diversity that makes Australia the great place that it is. So, a lot of people out there, we beat up on ourselves. And I know for some people, unfortunately, they were wired to think that being dark-skinned is a disadvantage. But unfortunately, I know like people like yourself and I, we found that the complete opposite, that the diversity we bring into our workplace, our leaders, they appreciate that we bring such a huge different perspective. And I just want to encourage you out there, if you are an African, if you're dark-skinned like me, and you think that you are not good enough, I want you to change the way you think, because you contribute to this great nation to make it the great place that it is. And your uniqueness is very, very valuable. So, Prince, I hope we can do something together again. And we've got a few people sending messages. Jerome Peart from Jamaica is encouraging us. Such a truth about don't give up. You just wouldn't know. Just imagine where you are now. Had we stopped by the way, where would we be? That's right. Thank you, Jerome, for such a beautiful comment. Thank you all for joining us today. It has been an amazing time here. And I really, really would love you to help me thank my dear friend and brother, Prince, for sharing his great story with us. And I do hope that you've been inspired today. I have been inspired, and I really hope that you will stay tuned with us and you will join us stay with us. So until we see you next week, this is it for me for today. Thank you so much again, Prince. And I look forward to speaking with you all next week as we bring you another amazing program on My Career, My Calling. Now,